Cool.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Pokemon Movie Club discussion. This month we're talking about the brand new Pokemon movie, Pokemon The Power of Us. And it was in cinemas in US and UK a couple of weeks ago now. And I'm joined by the lovely Joe.
Ow.
And the lovely Birdkeeper Toby.
Oh, same descriptor. Like it.
Everyone's lovely.
Yay!
Not
And
every-
so yeah, it's like just come out in cinemas, and surprisingly, very quickly, it's out on DVD and Blu-ray in Australia, and it is out digitally available on iTunes, Amazon Prime, and Google Play Store for rent or download. So you can get this very legally already, which is so quick and brilliant. I believe DVD and Blu-ray is out in March in the UK. I don't know about anywhere else.
It's out on Tuesday in Japan.
Wednesday in Japan. So speedy releases everywhere, which I like, and
Doesn't surprise me.
It doesn't surprise you?
It's because the movie took forever to come out internationally.
Well, yeah, it
was-
came out in July.
July
in
13th,
cinemas.
2018. In
Was it a particularly long time? Like I can't think
4
of
months.
comparison to all the movies.
It's always 4 months.
This is about that,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Maybe it was then. Okay.
So yeah, we will be talking about The Power of Us today. Obviously, due to the nature of being such a new movie, a lot of you may not have seen it. If you don't mind spoilers, please stick around, continue watching, listen to what we've got to say about it. Otherwise, well, I'll put this on YouTube and you can come back to the video after you've seen it and listen to what we've got to say then, and won't have to worry about spoilers. So, we saw it at the cinema. Toby went to the premiere in London,
Ooh.
which we were
I
invited
saw
to.
a funky little pre-release, and actually there was a little clip that we got to see before the film to do with the next movie, Detective Pikachu. There was a little
We had that as well.
Yeah,
The
that as well.
trailer.
Yeah, there's a little thing about it, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. But yeah, I went with Ace Trainer Liam and Kennedy Evie to go and see the I guess preview screenings of the film. And it's an interesting time for Pokemon movies because we did 20 years of the just regular schedule movies. Then last year was a particular occasion. I guess that was movie 20. And that was the I Choose You movie. And this film's kind of a follow-up to that, kind of, not really. But then aesthetically and story scripting-wise, it's like totally different and totally new. And then next year, we've got
something else different again.
We've got something else different as well.
We'll touch on that at the end, I think,
Yeah,
because
we'll do that later.
that's super exciting.
Yeah,
And,
we saw the preview, and the consensus coming out of the preview, we all went, that was actually good. Like, not that Pokemon movies are usually terrible or anything.
But compared to
but
last year.
for a Pokemon movie, last year's movie, you guys know I did a video talking about like how laughable I found it, bless it, for all of its good points. This movie is definitely a top tier Pokemon movie, I think.
And we went into it with high hopes as well, because we have a friend who lives in Japan and she went to see it, and she's not the biggest Pokemon anime fan, but she was telling you
She enjoyed
she
it.
really enjoyed it. And
But it does have an electric Pokemon as its lead.
that's
so.
true. But it was getting quite a good reception from a few people we know that saw it. So I went in kind of expecting it to be good because I was hearing good things about it. And Zeraora is awesome anyway. So what we knew about it before going in, we knew it had Zeraora in it and Lugia. So how do we explain it? So there's a wind festival and
Basically, the Wind Festival.
I need a
is
blurb
because-
on the back of the DVD for this. Joe,
There is
you
a
can
wind
explain
festival.
it.
Oh, go on, Joe, you got it.
Every year in Fura City, there's a wind festival to commemorate the time when Lugia saved the city from a giant fire.
Doing visuals, keep going.
And so everyone comes to the city, and then suddenly catastrophe strikes. And what's the mystery about the mysterious Pokemon Zeraora?
Yeah,
What is the mystery about the mysterious
Well,
Pokemon?
Zeraora was, seeking refuge in the forest, really.
He hated humans because humans were...
But didn't we do that already? Didn't we? There was a Volcanion that did that, wasn't there?
There's many things that do that.
I feel like there's a few Pokemon that kind of did that one already. Yeah.
I should have made way more notes because I'm kind of winging this a bit.
Okay.
Right.
And before we start, this was the first movie ever, which wasn't directed by Kunihiko Yuyama, but he's back directing next year. And it was written by a different set of writers than the usual, and it was also animated by, in addition to OLM, it was done by Wit Studio, who are known for Attack of Titan, which is why the art style is very different. But did you notice, like, with the background characters for the Pokemon, they weren't like anime, they were clearly the generic 3D models which Creatures Inc. developed for the main games. Did either of you notice that?
I didn't know. I didn't.
I know there was a few dodgy looking.
Yeah. Those were due to the 3D models, and they didn't quite mesh, in my view.
I didn't notice that.
I didn't
But
notice that.
I think while we're talking about looks, it's beautiful. Like I feel like this is becoming a thing with the start of Pokemon movies. A 3D visual of the area, like it appears to be a common. I can think of a couple films like.
What, a 3D visual of the Earth?
Well, no, just the area in which setting the scene. It's just a 3D. It's not 3D though.
It's easier to do it with computer-generated imagery than hand drawing it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But
For Pokemon X and Y and Pokemon Sun and Moon anime, they do that as well, but you just don't notice it because it's.
But
so
at the
well
start of this film, it like proper has like a bird's eye like surrounding, and it just really sets the scene and the atmosphere, and I just thought that was really nice. And if you kind of want to picture it more, just think like a cartoon San Francisco, basically. Okay, which
really
I can't
good
help think. Sorry, Toby.
Go on.
Well, I remember. Obviously, the Pokemon World Championships a couple of years ago were set in San Francisco, and we went. And I can't help but feel that there was a lot of inspiration from that in there. I don't know at what stage of
next
doing
year's
this.
is based on Nashville?
Maybe.
Or Anaheim?
I don't know. But I don't know, because people that made this movie would have gone, right?
No.
Maybe? No?
No, why would they have gone to
I don't know.
the TVG and TCG thing?
But the bit where Ash meets, what's her name, in the elevator, that was just like the elevator in the hotel at Worlds.
Oh, yes.
I'd be surprised if I would be surprised if the art team and animation team didn't spend some time.
Oh no, they would have gone. They always go. Yeah. Every year they do like reports on their set, on their like location scouting.
Yeah.
It's just part of the research and
Yeah.
stuff, and I know they've done that. And they do like doing that, turning. I remember in the Heroes movie, they turned Venice into the basis for their thing. The
Heroes. Genesect movie, they did New York.
Yeah. But they did a really good job with this movie in particular of making the city feel like the location feel like a character.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, and the way that they did that was in conjunction with the use of wind. When the wind was flowing and all the turbines, there's lots of turbines, there's lots of wind chimes. The wind is always very, very present in the film. Like even in there was a still image that just went up there. We had the old lady behind her. There's a little wind chime, and it's throughout the whole film. There's ribbons, there's wind chimes, there's clouds. So you get this feeling of the city is breathing and alive. And then during a later sequence in the film, when the wind, something dark starts happening, the wind dies down and everything becomes very still, and suddenly the city that was bustling and moving with life is suddenly eerily quiet and still, and then there's and then actually you get this other substance flowing through the city, and
it helps build the sense of danger as well.
Yeah, and you kind of feel like, hang on, something's off here. So the way that they incorporated all that stuff was really, really great, and also then populating that city with characters, a lot of whom are very tied to the city. I think the old ladies lived there for a long time. The young girls are growing up there. The uncle of the young girl, I think he's the only person out of town. I think the main girl, Lisa, she's from around but not close. I think she's
she visited on behalf of her brother who was in hospital because her brother wanted an Eevee.
For his poker tubing channel.
Spoilers. So we didn't know that.
In Japan, he's actually called a poker tuber.
He's actually called a poker tuber.
That's amazing.
Is brilliant. And for a few months before the release of the movie, he was appearing with the anime.
Yes, to promote the movie.
To promote the movie, and
yeah, that's great.
And again, I want to say at this point forward, spoilers if you've not seen the movie, because big spoiler warning. So yeah, you got this kid in a hospital bed asking sister to go to this wind festival, catch an Eevee. She's not that into Pokemon, it would seem, doesn't know an awful lot.
How can you not
the
be
Wind
into
Festival,
Pokemon in a world of Pokemon?
The Wind Festival is, well, like, you're not into animals in a world of animals.
Rabbit.
The Wind Festival is to celebrate and give thanks to Lugia, who gave the gift of wind for the people, and every year they
hold a festival to request Lugia give them more wind for another year.
To help
with the wind.
With the wind, yeah.
I couldn't help but feel that the legendary Pokemon in this film were actually wildly misplaced. Like, Lugia isn't really part of the film.
You could have used Tornadus in its...
You could have used it. Yeah, exactly. Tornadus would be better.
Sorry, Toby, you carry on.
Well, I was just going to say that even Zeraora, it feels like the perfect movie for a different legendary Pokemon. A Pokemon more wind-related, a Pokemon that maybe now they would rely on to help them. Zeraora is, in my opinion, the weakest part of the film. Like, any of that plot seemed very detached and separate from the plot that was interesting to me, which was all of the individual characters in the city and their relationships with Pokemon. And it just felt very disjointed and disconnected in terms of, like, the stuff I cared about.
Talking about the characters, these are the most realised characters in a Pokemon movie, by far. They feel more like, actual humans rather than...
And you just feel like the guy on the screen with the one with the green hair, which looks a lot like N, but isn't N. He kind of felt bad for him.
Yeah, he had major anxiety issues.
Anxious little scientist. A cutesy looking Ash there. Look, the art style of this film.
There was someone for everyone to connect to.
Yeah.
And there's something in each of the series that's interesting. And hey, the only character who, I'll disagree with you, that there is one character in the film who feels not like a fleshed out, realised character.
Ash
Ketchum.
Ketchum.
He doesn't have much to do with it, to be honest.
I am convinced, and I was saying this the moment I left the film, in this film, do not believe that Ash Ketchum is a human in the world of Pokemon. I think that he's some kind of mysterious yokai that appears to the people of this city or anyone in the world of Pokemon in their hour of need. He'll appear and give pep talks along the lines of, with Pokemon by your side, you can do anything, or believe in yourself. And like, that's all he does. He's just this spirit that appears and says weird zany things. Like, he's so outside the box of like what a human being should be compared to the other characters in the film. I think he's like the Doctor from Doctor Who. He's not quite real. He could be in your imagination. He just shows up where he's needed to say relevant things.
Yeah.
He is.
Just so happens to be where all the action is.
The real Ash Ketchum died many years ago in a terrible fire. And it's confirmed because there's a Force Ghost Snubble in this. So I believe that Ash is much like that.
That Snubble thing was brutal.
Okay, well, we'll go back to legendaries, but while we're on the Snubble thing, that was brutal. We see a death of a Snubble in this film, which we hear is more intense in
you hear
Japanese
it cry
version.
in Japanese.
This is the second film in a row. Last time it was Luxray, wasn't it? Luxray froze, Snubble burned.
Pokemon films have, and the anime's got a lot darker.
Yeah, Stoutland.
The Stoutland, yeah, and was it the Haunted House? Someone's wife died.
Yeah, the owner of an Esper, the grandmother died.
I was like, whoa, this got dark. But yeah, back to the film. Because going into it, I feel like I can't remember how they advertised it, but Lugia at the start was kind of pushed as the
it's the same with the Hooper movie where they pushed Arceus as like one of a prominent Pokemon. They had the distribution for all 18 Arceus and a shiny Arceus. It's in the last 5 seconds. That's it. It's kind of like this with Lugia.
Lugia was barely in this at all.
Only in to echo the power of one, which is the second movie, the movie 2000, that this film is taking its name is derived off of. It's part of the rebooted movie series, and this is the second one, so they want to call back to it. But honestly, I think they should have just called it something different, or not bothered with the Lugia connection. It wasn't needed.
No, it was still good though. But I just found it funny. It's like all this, Lugia, and people going on, it's a retelling of the second film.
It's not a retelling.
But I just feel like the whole inclusion of Lugia confused things a little, and Lugia wasn't really in it. So the scientist guy basically.
The whole problem with this Team Rocket, with this is Team Rocket. Team Rocket caused all the problems, which is the first time in a movie that Team Rocket.
I was happy with that. Did you not like that?
They're actually the bad guys.
No. I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm just saying that they're the problem in the movie.
I tell you what.
Rather than an evil legendary Pokemon causing mischief.
Oh, okay. But when you say the problem in the movie, do you see them as a problem for being in the movie, or are you just like they're the bad guys? Oh, okay, cool. No, because I quite like them. I thought one of my biggest criticisms of the last film was that Team Rocket's inclusion was pointless. They never ever interacted with Ash or any of the story. They didn't do anything in the story other than be there for the butt of a joke. And in this, they actually, weirdly, for the first time ever, made Team Rocket a threat. They actually did something that negatively impacted the story.
Yeah.
And made the story turn to a dark place.
Jessie had a snazzy new summery outfit.
Because why not?
Because why not? And I think it would look really
She's got
good.
a Wobbuffet.
Huh? I'm confused.
Anyway.
I like Jessie's new outfit. So Team Rocket messed things up.
Mm-hmm.
Also, there was a character in the film who lied a lot, and
Callahan, yeah.
He was very irritating. I think we all know someone a bit like the character in the film.
You found him irritating?
Well, yeah, because he's a compulsive liar, and just reminded me of a lot of people in life. And
right.
I think we all know someone like that, and could relate. And this guy, I mean, I guess his heart was kind of in the right place. He didn't want to disappoint his niece.
And wow, his
niece who's ill.
Yeah, and
this character actually that you're talking about, Callahan, one of my favorite standouts from the movie involves him and a Sudowoodo that follows him around everywhere. In the film, this Sudowoodo, for some reason, I think he saves him from a water Pokemon, and so Sudowoodo follows him around. And at one point, Callahan has a Pokeball that's empty, and he throws it on the ground, and Sudowoodo picks it up, gets on one knee, and hands it to him like he's proposing. And I just think it's the most beautiful thing that Pokemon is pushing this narrative.
It was lovely. I think that was probably my favourite bit of the film, to see the relationship with Sudowoodo, because
marry your Pokemon.
This guy didn't really seem to care for Pokemon that much, and Sudowoodo was he took a liking to him, even though he was a complete jerk, really. Yeah. And Sudowoodo was a good comic relief. And it helped bring out the best in that guy. It was nice, and I hear a lot of people like Sudowoodo, best part of the film. Yeah, I like Sudowoodo. He's cool. What else in this film? And then there's the old lady who accidentally got sprayed in the scientist lab with like attract.
Sweet sense.
I thought that was a really fun dynamic, is seeing this
Grumpy
lady.
old lady.
She hates Pokemon. She wants nothing to do with Pokemon, and she's sprayed with this pheromone that attracts Pokemon. And seeing all of these adorable, like, how can you hate a Togepi? How can you hate a Smoochum or a Totodile?
Oh, Marill, best Pokemon
Or
in this
later a
film.
Machamp.
Yeah, you've just got this big brawny Machamp who's just like following around this old lady. I just thought that was really nice to kind of see that dynamic and that.
And that she had the good reason for
And
it
then we
because
find
she got
out
hurt.
why.
Yeah.
She was, spoiler warning, turns out she used to work in the old power plant, I guess it was, and then she saw the Snubble,
Her Snubble,
pass away, and
don't make it sound nice. He was brutally burnt to a crisp.
Yeah.
Like
I love Snubble though. Snubble's another one of my favourites. But definitely, a lot of you learn a lot about all the characters, and no one really felt.
Some of the backstory felt a little unnecessary. Like the Snubble death thing was sad and all, but I didn't. There was this weird moment where she says something like that. Her and I think Callahan are trying to start up a machine, and she goes, "Stop! You can't!" And she uses that moment to explain her backstory, and then he goes, "But if we don't do this, then the bad thing will happen." And she goes, "Oh, in that case, it's all right then." And I just thought it was a really weird moment. Like, her backstory didn't need to be in the film, but they felt the need to put it in somewhere, and they didn't have somewhere, so they just chose this really irrelevant moment to, like, shoehorn it in.
I just want to read this good point by the Real PD Gaming in chat, which I like the idea of. Sudowoodo is supposed to represent Callahan himself. Sudowoodo fake tree, and Callahan was also pretending he was something else. I like that.
Oh, yeah, 'cause it's the mimic Pokemon.
Yeah,
I like that.
I like that.
Chansey is a healer, and then that's what the scientist has to do eventually, is cure everything. So that's maybe a...
Do you think he was a little bit of an Easter egg, like similarities to N?
No.
What? He looks
No,
so
I
much
think
like
so.
N, though.
No, he's just got green hair.
Not everyone is another character.
I'm not saying he's another character. I'm like, he just looks a lot like
I don't
him.
think he was meant as a reference at all.
They could have made him look different then.
There's the lady, the old lady. All of her Pokemon are baby Pokemon. No, actually no.
Heracross, Zaytu, Machamp.
Yeah, apart from no,
There
never
was
mind.
only two Pokemon.
Two Pokemon which
that...
weren't Gen 1 or 2.
two.
One of them's Zeraora. What's the other one, Toby? Did you notice?
Did you notice the other Pokemon that wasn't in
sorry.
Gen 1 and 2? Or Zeraora?
The only Pokemon that wasn't in Gen 1 or 2 or Zeraora in the movie.
I'm glad I remembered this.
I was going to bring it up.
Give me a moment here.
Should we go on to something else what Toby thinks?
Oh no! Hang on. So does it appear in the tournament at the beginning?
No, it's with the scientist, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's quite relevant to his study.
It's quite random.
Yeah, it's the.
Quite random, yeah.
I could have
It's
picked a more likely one.
I've forgotten which one. Go on.
It's Lurantis.
Oh,
Just a random Lurantis in
Yeah,
there.
you would have thought that with what he was researching, that Shinotic or a Pokemon like that would be
I think
more logical.
for the sake of, like, if you were to place this anywhere in the world of Pokemon, I guess Johto then? Like, not that that's confirmed or anything, just like if
Yeah,
it's like
predominantly
Yeah,
Johto
it's
Pokemon.
rigid. I mean, I saw someone in chat earlier say, "Oh, what if this is an 8th generation place?" I mean, anime places just seem to be a thing. They're not. They don't always. I don't think something's ever appeared in anime first and then been in the game.
There was kind of a let's go Pikachu crossover here with the choosing for Eevee to be a prominent character.
Oh yeah, definitely. That was definitely, I think.
That was just part of the whole year-long Eevee promotion, really.
Yeah, and however, as we're now talking about Eevee, So he asks her to go and catch an Eevee. She catches an Eevee. They don't really get on. They bond, same old. And she doesn't actually give the Eevee to her brother.
Her brother
and
didn't really want it. He just wanted to see stuff get footage from the Wind Festival.
That's fair, but it wasn't really resolved. Like, don't worry about Eevee, you can keep that. Like, there was no resolution.
Maybe
of
he
that.
wanted to give
Not
his
even
sister
in the
a friend
credits.
because Risa had injured herself. She wasn't doing what she used to do. She is all lonely. So
You're assuming none of this was explained in the movie.
I'm just saying, maybe that's why.
And I just feel like, at the end where, she goes back, there was no resolution. Oh, so you don't want this Eevee then? Because we're kind of friends now.
No, she got blindsided by her brother being a Poketuber.
Gloss over. Yeah.
I just feel they should have maybe one sentence just to resolve that. Like, oh, by the way, you can keep it.
So, I usually like to. I realize I just looked this up. I usually like to look on IMDb, look at reviews from the time, that kind of thing, because usually these films are much older. I just had a look, and actually the IMDb reviews for this are all really, really positive. Look, Night Mum. Sorry. The reviews are all incredibly positive, for user reviews.
Yeah. It's I don't think I've seen anyone say anything bad about this film, really. Like, so much better than the last one. The art style is kind of different again. Also, it's really weird because anime Ash from the first film is promoting
Let's Go.
Let's Go.
Yeah.
In Japan.
And here.
What?
They dubbed it.
They dubbed it?
Yeah.
I've not seen that.
Have you not?
But it was the anime Ash from the last movie. It's very weird. It's very weird. There's Jessie's new outfit. Jessie rocking that skirt and short sleeves like a vest top instead. But I definitely feel this film so much better than the last one. But obviously we will get on to discussing I Choose You in 15 episodes
In time. There's a new Pokeball in this. There's a new. I keep on seeing this image of Callahan holding the.
That was
top.
for the contest.
The contest.
Yeah, they've got an all new kind of Pokeball, anime exclusive Pokeball.
Yes.
And Ash caught a load of Pokemon, which is something that he doesn't do.
But one of my favorite things, especially with movies like this one in particular, one of the things that excited me about I Choose You was, okay, this is a retelling of Ash's character. What Pokemon will we see him use? And I'm really kind of sad that we didn't see Ash use anything other than Pikachu.
Yeah.
It would be really nice if just he's engaging the battle and then he's just I don't know, who did he catch? Go Noctowl, and he sends out a shiny Noctowl, and you're like, oh, that's really cool. So this is kind of set in that.
Or he just randomly sends out a Seismitoad or a Throw.
Yeah, or a Pokemon he's never used before.
Yeah.
I think that'd be really cool.
It is very interesting how no other Pokemon.
There weren't really battles in the movie.
No.
That's Zeraora using Plasma Fists a couple of times, and Pikachu using Thunderbolt and everything against the Eevee. But
Zeraora was cool. I mean, this was obviously Zeraora's film.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not. Zeraora is it was one of the weakest parts.
But
of the film.
Zeraora.
Film.
This movie existed
introduction.
to promote Zeraora. Every movie exists to promote a
New
mythical
mythical
Pokemon.
or legendary.
I wonder what next year's going to promote.
I think this will be a thing where, I think the younger you are, maybe the more you'll appreciate the Zeraora side of it.
Yeah.
And then the older you are, the more you're into the storylines of the characters and their personal developments and plots and stuff. I think that's probably the way this movie, which is great because it means it caters to a double audience. And the fact that even for me, I was able to sit there and go, oh, okay, they're trying a movie here. It's nice. It's good. And it's promising for the future of Pokemon, as I think they're going to maybe get more experimental with future films.
They're definitely very experimental.
Well, then might as well talk about the next film then.
Next year, just announced is Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution, which appears to be a 3D CGI Pokemon movie.
So no anime in.
But that's not confirmed yet. It was noted by one of the animation directors of the anime, and then they deleted their tweet. So.
Okay.
So we might
I mean,
have next
if
year with a
Kirby
live
just-
action Pokemon film.
Yeah, that's the one I'm excited for.
3D Pokemon film and
It's
no typical anime film.
We don't know that. They could do like a special long episode like Mewtwo Returns or Legend of Thunder and promote that as an animated movie for the year.
Maybe so.
Maybe.
But I guess it will just be Mewtwo Strikes Back, but 3D.
I don't know. I don't think that would sell.
It would to us.
I suspect the next film will have Meltan and Melmetal in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so.
There's no doubt in that for me.
Or maybe it'll be Mewtwo Strikes Back, but with, like, you'll see Meltan and Melmetal in the lab, and they'll just come out at the end as well.
That'd be nice.
I think we'll end up seeing Meltan. So there might be Mew in it, but I think we'll end up seeing Meltan will be the shaman Zorua of the film that travels with the team, and they're like, what is this rare Pokemon? And then they track it back to a lab where Team Rocket were making it, and
No.
Team Rocket also made the
I
I
powerful
just
The
feel
thing
like
is-
because we already know about Meltan and Melmetal
The
now, though.
thing with this next movie is it's written. Well, the screenplay is done by Takeshi Shudo. Yeah, Takeshi Shudo, who wrote the first movie, who did a load of early episodes, load of early movies. He died 8 years ago.
Wait, what?
But they credited him for Pokemon I Choose You because he wrote the first episode. So it just means that they're using some of his work. So it means there's
They'll
going
use
to
some of
be
the
some
material, right.
elements which are exactly the same.
Right.
There might be different ones. We don't know yet. We need to wait until we get a trailer.
Okay.
How long do you think it'll be until we get a trailer?
A week or so.
Oh, so we're quite soon then.
Yeah.
And as we know from trailers, that the first trailer may not be anything like the final film, if past Pokemon trailers or anything to go by. So I guess we should sum up the power of us.
Nice wholesome entertainment.
Most artistic Pokemon film. It's, I think, probably
Very pretty.
Most realised characters.
one of the best ones. Maybe not the best one, but not
It's
the
up
one
there.
I
Oh,
enjoyed the most.
and another thing. First movie in a long time to keep the original soundtrack.
This is
It
good.
does.
It does. Because normally it's got different music because I don't know why you'd have to ask TPCI. I think it's a licensing thing. But this movie, it managed to keep the entire soundtrack, which is, really nice.
Was there game music in there or something that I realised I can't remember?
Yes, there was reorchestrations of.
I remember.
Battle music. And
Yeah.
Things like that, yeah.
Oh, something not mentioned. Our little friend Meltan.
Yes, there was a little statue which resembles Meltan slightly.
Where
Wait,
was that
so
again?
where was this?
It
In the Power
was. Let me
Because
just. load
yeah,
the
it's in the
picture.
Power of Us, but I noticed it when I was watching the film. I was on the lookout for Easter eggs because after I Choose You, I gotta look for these Easter eggs. There's gotta be Easter eggs in this film. I saw this statue and if you want to see it, Joe tweeted it.
It was in the Pokemon Center, I think.
It was in the Pokemon Center. I'm not completely.
I mean, it's obviously not identical
It's
to
not
Meltan,
identical.
but I think it's clearly a reference. It's got the arms the way Meltan does.
I don't know what else it would
It's an
be.
amorphous
It's
blob.
the only reason why I'm willing
What's
to accept it.
when did you?
December
Oh, I
9th.
see it. I see it.
Um,
Okay.
But
Yeah, I'd say that's a Meltan. That's a Meltan reference.
and I do love Easter eggs, and I really hope there was some more Easter eggs in here that we can discover in due time that no one's found yet.
Once
Because
the DVD's
I love Easter eggs. The DVD is out in Australia, so
Oh, there you go.
so hopefully people are Pokemon theorists are scanning through it and hoping to
Scouring through.
nitpick through it. And So you liked it.
I very enjoyed it, yeah.
I think you're right. I think it's definitely up there.
Positive feelings. Positive feelings.
I want to watch it again. It was nice because obviously having been to San Francisco, just seeing it, it's like San Francisco does remind me of Pokemon now because of Worlds, and it was so beautiful. The Wind Festival looked like a great fun place to be. Yeah, definitely up there for me. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, definitely in the top tier of Pokemon films. Pokemon movies. Films.
Right, so again, if you guys want to watch that, it is on Amazon Prime, iTunes, and the Google Play Store for download or rent right now. It will be released in the UK in March on DVD and Blu-ray. I'm assuming Manga UK will be in charge of that here.
Yeah, I'd assume so. What's next?
What's next? The next film, we've decided, because we've done the first three in order and you guys seem to be just liking us doing the films in order, and because Twitch Presents is sort of airing the films, have been airing the films again and are going to be starting again soon.
They've already started.
Have they started back up again? No, they've stopped for a while.
I think they finished again.
No, but are they starting up over Christmas again?
No, they finished just
I can't keep track of Twitch Presents, but basically we will be continuing in order and watching Pokemon Forever.
Yay, Celebi!
Best film, can't wait.
Celebi strikes back.
Celebi does not strike back, it never struck anywhere.
He's the voice of a forest.
Yeah.
Celebi
Which
the
I like Pokemon
We'll
Forever,
get to that.
For why not just watch them in order? We've come this far, and obviously, yeah, this one's not in order because it's new, and we just really wanted to talk about it right now. And the same with Detective Pikachu in May. We would just, talk about that. Who knows? Maybe Ryan Reynolds can be on the show and talk about it with us. Wouldn't that be nice? My mum would be super jealous. So yes, Pokemon Forever. You can I think it might be available on iTunes and Amazon Prime. I'm not entirely sure. Regions are different. There is a DVD by Miramax. There's a free DVD box set of all the Miramax films as well. This isn't one of the ones that Manga UK have republished in the UK, so it might be a little bit more tricky to get a hold of, but hopefully you've either seen it or can get your hands on it and will join us on, drum roll, Toby, when did we say?
14th! Did we?
No, January 18th! Friday, January 18th.
Exactly what I said.
Yeah, January 18th, Friday, right here on this channel. So yes, same again. You watch it beforehand and then come into chat and talk to us. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Really? Any final words?
No, I'm good.
You good? Toby?
I'm good. I'm happy. That's a wrap.
Thank you to everyone watching this on YouTube. For those still on Twitch, stick around for the post show, and I'll see you guys next time.
Until next time, see ya.